This is Blues View. Coming up, we preview the game against Peterborough and more on Jean Beausejour back at Blues. Hello and welcome to Blues View. I'm Paul Bradley and I'm joined in our Fort Dunlop studios as ever by Colin Tatham. Hi Colin.
Hello.
Well, first up today on Blues View, we're going to talk about the inevitable. Takeover, what's happening with the board? Is there any update at all at this stage in time?
Takeover, what takeover, basically? There's lots of rumours out there, especially on the internet, but there is no concrete evidence to suggest that A, Carson Young and BIHL are actively trying to sell at the moment or in negotiation to sell their shareholding, and B, although there probably will be interested parties if push comes to shove somewhere down the line, again, there aren't people out there who are actively seeking to purchase majority shareholding in the parent company. So at the moment, there is no change. Carson Young, BIHL still run the football club, and when we see the accounts, which have been delayed, which isn't good, obviously, when we see the accounts, we'll get a better picture of the financial situation, and maybe the board might come out and tell us a little bit more about any investors who could be willing to help them. But as we speak, at the moment, it's as you were.
OK, well, obviously we'll be monitoring that, but now let's turn to matters on the field. Peterborough next at St Andrews, and you've been speaking to Barry Fry.
Yeah, interestingly, obviously Blues fans look back and still hold Barry in high regard for the time he had there at Blues, and interestingly, this will be the first time he's will return to St Andrews in a footballing capacity. He's been back before as a guest speaker, managing charity matches, but actually, at the helm of a club, and he's looking forward to it. And he's promising also a very entertaining, exciting game because Peterborough, they're an adventurous team, they're an attacking team, and they give up a fair few chances. So it should be quite a good game to come back to after the international break.
You mentioned there Peterborough's poor defensive record, and with Birmingham City's strong defensive record, Birmingham City's really got to fancy their chances in this one, haven't they?
I think definitely they'll be looking to get 3 points after the unbeaten run came to an end at Reading in the 10th game there. They need to get points on the board again. Peterborough have conceded 29 goals this season, so there are chances there to be had, openings there. And if Blues can come flying out the traps, then I would expect them to win and then to go into Tuesday's home game against Burnley in fine fettle.
OK, and then one player that has been in the news a lot this week with Birmingham City has been Jean Beausejour. He's expected to be back in England now and getting on with things, hopefully, with Birmingham City. Yeah,
he's had, if you want to call it, an unexpected break with Chile. He was one of 5 players booted out of their squad for breaking a curfew last Tuesday it was now, and allegedly turning up a little bit worse the wear for drink. He and Gonzalo Jara, who is on loan at Brighton, the West Brom defender, they have vehemently denied the fact that they were drunk, but it's caused a huge stir out there, and the two of them obviously missed both Chile's games in the World Cup qualifier, so that's in many respects it's a bonus for Blues because he will not have had those exertions. But on another aspect, I'm sure they'll be wanting to get to the bottom of what exactly has happened. But as I understand it, since he's been over here in Birmingham, they've not heard a peep from him. He's not been a moment's trouble, and on the field he's played well this season, so it's a bit of a perplexing one. So whether he changes into a beer monster once he gets into South America, I don't know, only he can tell us that. But for Blues, for this weekend, he should be fully fit and raring to go.
And of course, Chris Hughton's going to be trying to make sure that his team are mentally switched on again. They've got 3 games in hand. Obviously, they've got the Peterborough game coming up, Burnley and Blackpool as well, among other games. They've got a chance here, haven't they, to make it into the playoffs and even push on even further if they can turn these games into wins, really.
Absolutely. The home form, as you mentioned, are unbeaten. They've only conceded 1 goal. That's going to be vital. Get back-to-back wins in the next few days, and that will stand them, in good stead. The league, it's relentless. Games keep coming thick and fast, but they have got a squad there to cope with it as long as they don't get any major injuries, and with Jordan much to come back. Then they've got a very good chance of climbing up that table and maybe having a nibble away at the top two. If they win their games in hand, they're only 1 point off the second automatic promotion spot, so that's something to aim at. So it's going to be a very pivotal next couple of months leading into the January transfer window.
I mentioned that transfer window there, and it's obviously crucial from a fan's perspective anyway for Blues to hold on to some of their best players so they can continue this push.
Absolutely. If some of the better players do go in January, then it would be a real body blow. Again, nothing is cast in stone, but it wouldn't surprise me if one or two did have to go just to basically help keep the club going, keep the cash flow moving. But we don't know. No one can speak with any certainty, and we can't get anything out of the board out in China to that effect. And when the accounts do materialise, we will know a little bit more. But by then, who knows? The processes could already have started. Some players are already probably being lined up as we speak now. So it's another one of these uncertain waiting games that we're going to be playing.
Okay, Colin Moore, thanks for your insights today. And thank you for watching. We'll be back again same time next week with more Blues View.